welcome to Wild Heart Yoga. I'm Hannah Ray, the instructor and content creator of this channel. Today I have for you class 2 of the 6-part Letting Go series, and today our focus is on opening up the chest and the shoulders. So if you're ready, grab a mat and let's get started.
Hello and welcome to today's 20-minute chest and shoulder Yin Yoga flow. Let's begin today in hero's position at the back of our mats. Let's start with a big inhale as we reach overhead, and exhale as you lower your chest toward the mat, keeping your glutes grounded to the heels, sinking your chest down toward the mat, reaching those fingertips as far forward as you can. And just take a few deep, mindful breaths here as you set your intention for today's practice. Each exhale, sinking the chest down just a little bit further. Fingertips should be spread wide, reaching as far forward toward the front of your mat as you can. Alright, now on your next exhale, go ahead and round forward, and let's begin with a few cat-cows. So inhale as you look up, arching the back, and exhale, round back forward, tucking the tailbone, head following last. A few times like this, just moving at your own pace, following the pace of your breath. Alright, come back to seated on your heels and go ahead and take a few head rolls in one direction. You can switch it and go the other direction. And again, back the other way. And one more time, the other direction, a few circles. Now we're going to take a reverse prayer, or if that is not within your practice today, you can take an arm extension behind you. If you're going to take your reverse prayer, palms are together behind your backs, and I'll turn to show you real quick what that looks like. Palms are together around your shoulder blade area. And let's go ahead and take a few head tilts here, tucking the chin down towards the chest, if it's comfortable for you. Each exhale, feeling a bit more of a release through the neck and the upper back. Just a couple more. Good, go ahead and release. Make your way back to tabletop. Then slowly sink your chest down towards the mat as your arms extend forward. Try and keep your hips above your knees. I'm on a little bit of a hill here, so I'm not super even, but you really want your hips level above your knees. Chest sinking down toward the mat. You can rest your forehead on the mat, or if you want to take it a bit further, you can rest your chin on the mat looking ahead of you. And just breathe while you're here. Each exhale, sinking in a bit further, staying in tune with your breath. Just noticing where your thoughts are going, if they're drifting off. Each time you notice, just gently try to bring your awareness back to your body, back to the breath, tuning into what's happening within you. Everything else on your to-do list, worries, concerns, everything else that can wait, just set that aside for now. Maybe imagining opening a box, placing any unnecessary thoughts inside, and visualizing just putting a lid on that box, putting it on a shelf for later. Right here is the only place you need to be right now. Just keep breathing here a little bit longer. Right, on your next exhale, bring yourself back up to tabletop. Let's take a few more cat-cows again. Inhaling as we look up. Exhale as you arch and round the spine. Inhale, arch, maybe taking a few shifts of the hips side to side. Continuing to move at your own speed here. All right, now tuck the toes, begin to lift the knees, lead with the hips as you press your way back to down dog, keeping the knees bent. And let's immediately go into walking out our dog here. So you're bending one leg and then the other. Adding as much or as little movement here as feels right for your body today. Just really waking up the calves, the hamstrings. All right, your next exhale, go ahead and roll forward to plank and lower yourself down to your belly. Place your forearms at 90-degree angles out ahead of you, neck tall, looking ahead of yourself, taking our Sphinx pose here. This is a wonderful pose to take for anyone who does a lot of sitting throughout the day, as in this position, basically every part of our body is in the opposite direction of which it is when we're sitting. So this is a really good counter stretch. We are here for about 2 minutes. So try to keep tuning in with that breath, feeling the sensation of the air moving past your nostrils into your lungs. Taking note of how the length and speed of your breath affects the release of your muscles and the tension that you feel. See if you can find stillness here for the remainder of our hold in this pose. Each inhale, imagining fresh oxygenation entering the body. With each exhale, just visualizing tension melting away. All right, on your next exhale, go ahead and press your way back to child's pose. Then roll forward into plank. Take a chaturanga. Inhale for up dog, looking toward the sky. Relaxing the glutes, and exhale as you lead with the hips. Press your way back to down dog. And once again, you can walk out your dog here or just find stillness. Exhale, roll forward, coming down to your belly. This time, slide your right arm under your chest, reaching your left arm forward, planting your forehead on the mat as we come into a lying shoulder stretch. We will be here for about 2 minutes, so feel free to play with the positioning of your arm, maybe moving it up or down just slightly, or turning your palm toward the ground or up towards the sky. Yin Yoga is meant to be a very individualized practice where you make adjustments according to how your body speaks to you and where you're at. Patience is a wonderful virtue to be learned through Yin Yoga, since the process of healing and progress and flexibility really cannot be rushed with this practice, as opposed to other sports where maybe you can overdo workouts or push yourself really hard. where other activities and sports have a concept of tuning out a lot, Yin Yoga is a practice that brings us back to tuning in, where we listen to our body, we let our body be the coach and the instructor of our own fitness and needs for our body. Exhale, go ahead and press your way back up and go right to the other side. So now sliding the left arm under the chest, and we're going to reach the right arm forward. Again, forehead can rest on the mat, or if you'd like, you can turn your head towards the side. And once again, feel free to play with the positioning of your arm here to find out where the best stretch is for you. And once you find that position that speaks to your body, find stillness there, checking back in with your intention for today, tuning back in with that breath. Maybe noticing if the left arm feels a little different than the right arm. Taking note of any imbalances that may be present. Just a few more breaths here. All right, on your next exhale, go ahead and release that bottom arm. Place your fingertips on the edge of your mats, and let's begin taking a few Cobra waves. So inhale as you lift the body up, using the back muscles here, glutes are relaxed. And exhale as you float the chest back towards the mat. A few times like this, moving at your own pace. Glutes should be relaxed here. Arms are mostly for support. Back muscles are doing most of the work in this pose. All right, tuck the toes, press yourself up to plank, and then make your way back to down dog again. Come back to plank, take a chaturanga, inhale for up dog, and exhale back to down dog. This time, lower yourself down to your elbows as we come into our dolphin pose. It's very similar to down dog, except we're lowered to the elbows, but still thinking about bending from the hips, not the lumbar spine, sinking that chest lower towards the mat. If you still have a bend in your knees today, that is completely fine. Don't worry about your legs needing to be all the way straight today. That comes with time. Once again, just tuning in here, noticing how this pose feels for your body, making any adjustments that are necessary. All right, very good. Now lower yourself down to your knees, make your way to seated at the center of your mat. Make your way down to your back. Go ahead and cross your right leg over your left leg. Cactus the arms and let the legs fall to the left side, taking a lying spinal twist here. Making sure both shoulders are staying grounded to the mat. You can look up toward the sky or look over your right shoulder if you want to take that twist just a little bit further. Keep getting that long, full breath here. With each exhale, letting your breath be a heavy sigh, letting gravity do the work of exhaling the air from your lungs. If your mind has drifted off again, just gently bring your awareness back to the present moment, back to your intention for today. Checking back in with yourself. Alright, on your next exhale, go ahead and bring the legs back up to neutral. Untwist the legs and let's take this right to the other side. So now left leg crosses over the right leg. Continuing to cactus the arms and let the legs fall over to the right, looking up toward the sky or over your left shoulder. Take a big deep inhale and a long full exhale as you sink into this pose, feeling the release in your spine. Noticing if this side feels any different than the other side. Once again, making sure both shoulders are staying grounded to the mat. And once again, find your present stillness here. All right, let's take just a few more slow, deep breaths here. Taking notice of how your spine maybe feels different than it did when you first entered this position. All right, on your next exhale, go ahead and bring the legs back to neutral. Then lower them down to the mat as we take our final resting pose for today, our Savasana. As you take your Savasana, see if you can find a deeper state of relaxation than you have yet throughout this class. Maybe scanning through the body, taking note of any areas that tension is still being held, or where you feel any momentum of energy moving throughout you. Alright, now let's begin to wake up the body again, wiggling the fingers and the toes. And if you're ready to come out of your Savasana with me today, go ahead and turn on your side into your fetal position. Make your way to seated at the center of the mat. Let's finish with a couple more closing breaths together. So inhale as you take a deep breath and big reach overhead. Exhale, hands in prayer to heart center. And one more big inhale as you reach overhead. And exhale, thanking yourself for taking the time for today's practice.
Thank you so much for checking out today's class. If you enjoyed this video, please hit those like, subscribe, and follow buttons, as that's the best way to help expand my reach and support this channel. Thanks again. See you soon.